All right. Well, hello and welcome to the first live session. Today is Tuesday, May 2nd. It's May already. It seems like it's New Year. And our course is Management 400, Ethics and Law, Business and Management. So welcome to class. Like I was saying, what I'd like to do on the live sessions is take the opportunity to answer any questions the students may have, and then take some time and look at the assignments week to week. The discussion questions are pretty straightforward for, if you had a class at national, and I think even in that, it's straightforward. Again, however, if there are questions, happy to address them. The reading and videos and things that are in class, that's I always, tell students, read what you need to read. There's, 4 weeks goes by in a blink of an eye for national. And there's a lot of content. You usually don't need to read everything, and don't even know if you'd have time to read everything if you did nothing but classwork. But the good thing about it is all the content's there and it's easily, accessible when going from week to week. And let's see. Yeah, I think that's about it. So let me just start off, introduce myself, and give you gentlemen the opportunity, just share a little bit about yourself. Again, Dr. Richard Sands. My PhD's in management, and I got that from Walton University. I got my MBA and bachelor's from Pepperdine University, and I got a master's in Six Sigma from Villanova University. I enjoy teaching. I've always enjoyed academics, and all my schooling has been, in the evening or online. I've always worked, had a family, so I do like to share that because I understand. Y'all sitting on that side of the computer. If you're working, family, and trying to juggle, or even if not, I know it's a lot to incorporate into your day. So, the course policy is, no late work or no extra credit. The no extra credit, can't really do that. Discussion questions, they're week to week, and that's part of your classroom participation. If, however, you run into a life situation and it's going to impact, your ability to turn it in on time, reach out, and, if it's reasonable, we can work together, and go from there. So like I said, been there. Currently, I'm a director of optimization for Providence Health and Services. Been here about a year and a half. The previous 12 years, I was at United Health Group as a director of consumer experience. I've been in the healthcare space since 2001, and prior to that, I was a civil engineer. I live in Southern California, in North Orange County. If you know what that Southern California looks like. I have a fiance and 2 daughters, 21 and 17, which 21-year-old, pretty self-sufficient. 17-year-old, still working to get through high school and off, into adulthood, but never a dull moment. So, but I've been teaching at the university level since 2007. I've taught for a few leading institutions, and I do it because I thoroughly enjoy it. So I'm accessible. Like I said, my day job's right here. During the school, during our class, I do always have my email up on, my other computer, and I check it throughout the day. I don't check it at night, and not on the weekends. So if it's during the week, you can always email me. I'll get back to you really quickly. If you're in a pinch, hopefully you don't get there, but if you're in a pinch and need something, right away in the evening or on the weekend, just text me. My cell phone number is in the syllabus, so I'll happily, respond back. If you do text me, just say, hey, this is Adam from Management 400. That way I can quickly understand who it is. I do have a couple of classes going on and, get a lot of students. So sometimes if someone just shoots out a question and it's like, okay, who is this and where are we from? But if you say, hey, it's Adam from Mgmt400, for example, then I know exactly, where the question's coming from. And my phone, like a lot of people, is an extension of my being, and I have it with me all the time, and I try and answer right away. During the evenings, maybe a little bit longer, just because it's evening time, but definitely respond back. So that's me, and that's kind of how I operate with class. So let me hit the mute button. And Adam, why don't you go ahead and tell me a little about yourself?
Good afternoon or good evening, depending on where you're at in the world. I've got 3 classes left until I finish my bachelor's in business administration.
Yay!
I was trying to look up my schedule previously. I had a class with you probably about a year ago. I think it was production and ops management.
Oh yeah, like 608 or 451.
Yeah, I'll look at it here in a second. I'm trying to pull it. I don't want to lie to you, but I can attest to what you just said. You were very flexible and accommodating, and that it was a refreshment from some of the other classes that I've gotten. So now that I'm three away, I've had a pretty decent experience among other teachers.
Good cross section of teachers and classes.
Yeah, and happy to say that you were probably one of the better ones. And I'm not just saying that because I'm in your class now.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
Yep, no problem. Yeah, looking forward to finish. So I have this class, and then they split capstone into 2 classes. So I really only have 1 class after this, but I'm going to be attending the graduation in June at Petco Park, and I'll finish my degree August 31st.
That's awesome. Super exciting. Yeah, definitely. I always happy to hear from students, do the graduation. It's an exciting moment. You put so much work and time and effort, and it's kind of that reward, I mean, getting your degree, but then just going through that graduation ceremony is pretty cool. So, all right. Well, Adam, what are you looking to get out of this class?
So the business and ethics, I know personal ethics, but I don't entirely understand the business side of it. So it's just interesting to, continue to, I'm not necessarily, so I hate talking about this, but it's just the truth of the nature of my life. So I'm in the Marine Corps. I've got 19 years in. I've got a year left until I'm going to retire at 20. It's interesting to understand what the Marine Corps version of what I do is, and then now I'm looking at how to translate those skills and what the business world looks like. And the truth is that it's not anything what I'm used to. People in a good way and a bad way. There are some good people out there, but there's also a lot of people that are just out for themselves. And so the ethics side of that, being from a military, it's expected that you are going to do the right thing. You're going to hold yourself to a moral code, and that's not always the case. So yeah, and so the challenge for myself, at least not only for this course, but in general, but what I look to get out of it is, how am I going to handle those situations whenever I see someone that's not being ethical? Because I have that expectation of myself, and I definitely have that of others, but how do I handle that in the business world?
Yeah, and that's, Adam, I must say that is true. Most of my business experience has been in, large matrix organizations. Providence is good size. United Health Group, I think, is like the 5th biggest company. And you do, unfortunately, you do run into a good number of people throughout the travels. So yeah, totally in it for themselves and don't really care who they hurt or the damage they do. So yeah, I agree. All right, well, thank you, Adam. All right.
It was Mgmt 451. I finally pulled up my schedule.
451. Yeah, I teach that class pretty frequently. So yeah, well, good. I'm glad that you had it. You enjoyed it. So thank you.
Yep, thanks.
Jermaine, how about yourself?
For me, I am currently Navy. Been in for almost 10 years. I think I have like 8 more classes left. And what I want to get out of this course is pretty much better able to like understand the threshold, profit making and acting ethically from a business standpoint. Similar to Adam, the personal side of it, understandable, but just get a better understanding of it from the ethics, from the business sense. And yeah, better able to identify quicker, understand like certain theories with ethics, etc. Yeah, just to get a clear understanding and hopefully get a good grade and on to the next.
That sounds awesome. Well, first off, just thank you both, for your time and service that you have provided. So just, again, first and foremost, thank you. I personally appreciate that. So, one of the things, just, my personal experience, on ethics is, and again, this is just, from the I statement, when we all make mistakes, like, if we're doing our job, whatever, make a mistake, own up to it, like, I've been in, leadership positions for many years. And of course, we all, answer to somebody. And if you have people working for you, it's easier to, work through an error, mistake. But then if somebody makes a mistake and tries to cover it up, then, there's that deception and the lying. And you can't really recover from that, because then it's like, trusting somebody, that's working with you or for you, moving forward becomes a challenge, So that's just kind of, what I've experienced. And, operating by the golden rule, treat people as you'd want to be treated. And at least I know when I go to sleep at night, I can sleep soundly. And that works for me, So, all right. Well, with that said, let me go ahead and share my screen. Sometimes I get a little funky here with Zoom, because been using Teams at work forever, and only once in a while I use Zoom, really pretty much when I'm teaching. But give me a second here. Let's see, what screen do I want to share? You have 3 monitors here, so we get this one. I believe is where we're at. All right, so should see our classroom page up here.
Yep.
Okay, great. So first off, I did post quite a few announcements to get us started. So let me just take a minute and walk through those. And I will, like for the live session, so if you're in a pinch and you can't join, I do record them every time. And sometimes it takes a bit, for the recording to be ready. So I usually have live sessions on Tuesdays, and so I usually have it posted, on Wednesdays, like I said, if you don't have an opportunity to show up. Also, I've been teaching for national for a bit now, and I used to do the Tuesday, Thursday live sessions, and there'd be a lot of times when people wouldn't show up, they'd show up on one day and not the other day, or you get one, like one person in each. And so I started experimenting, like, well, let me have one live session and, see how that goes. I did find that it does work better. Usually there's more attendees, but like I said, like I mentioned earlier, I am always accessible to answer questions and stuff. All right, so let me just start at the bottom. Again, hello, welcome to class. What our learning outcomes we look to have in the class. Again, identify ethical problems, evaluate ethical programs, describe ethical implications is kind of the overarching themes. And then of course is in the standard message here for your ebook. if you want to jump on one, early in class. Now, this one is important here. So the when you think about our written assignments, I believe the first one's not an APA, and I think it even says in there. But the other papers, when it does require APA, please do take a minute just to watch this video I put together. It's like 3-4 minutes or 5 or something like that. And what I do is, the APA manual, it's a really great manual. It has a lot of really good stuff in there. And but it's a manual and it's a lot. So it's a double-edged sword. So I just, I cut through all that and say, look, for the size papers we write in classes like this, they're usually 3, 4, 5 pages or something. You don't need everything. So I boiled it down to the key things that you want to master, and it will help. It'll help you get a better grade, quite honestly, not only from the APA formatting perspective, but in using the level 1 and 2 headers like I go through. What it does is it really creates a nice outline for a paper. So once you have your outline set, what I found, once you have your outline set, then it's easier to start just to fill it in. Because how it is, you sit down, it's a blank, blank piece of paper, and it's like, where do I start? It can be overwhelming sometimes and daunting. So if you use your level 1 header as appropriate, your introduction, and every paper should have an introduction, conclusion, and of course your references, and then, your level 1 headers will break up like each section of a paper that you need to write about. And so you use that format and you're adhering to APA standards, and it creates a nice outline. So again, if you take a few minutes, just watch the video. I put in oh, that's a syllabus down there. Okay, that's the syllabus. So watch the video, and if you got any questions, just reach out and let me know. If you ever, when you go to write your first APA paper, I think it's week 2, if you want me to take a look at your outline or check the formatting, please do. And again, it will definitely help you write better and get a better grade. So I really emphasize this, because not only is this good for class, it's good for the business world too. If you got to write a report, it's like, all right, let's get let's get these headers in here. Let's get an outline going, and then let's fill it in. So, all right. So there's that. Let's see here. Of course, course is asynchronous. You both, and if you're watching the video, if you've had courses here at National, then you know how they work. But it's technically an asynchronous class. Let's see. The live sessions are on Tuesdays from 5 to 6, and I usually send out the invite like an hour or so before class, before the live session, to get it there. Let's see what else. Got a little bit about my background we talked through. Now here I put in for actually week 2 is the I think week 3 is when you have your first APA. But when you go through the week 1, it suggests that you start now to prepare for your week 2 assignments. And so I just teed that up, what that looks like. We'll go through it again. I just call it a mini paper. We'll actually look at it in the course tonight. But I just wanted to get out there so I could get y'all's attention to go check that out. And then we have our live session. But like I said, I do post announcements throughout the course, and definitely the recordings and everything else. So, just I guess, get in the habit of at least once a week checking the announcements to make sure you didn't miss it. All right, let me jump over to the syllabus. All right. Well, again, pretty standard format, especially since you've taken classes here. Here's my cell phone number, like I said. So again, feel free to use it as needed, as we discussed. Textbook, learning outcomes, hit that a minute ago. Let's see, live sessions, talked about that. And of course, this is the course schedule. Definitely want to take a look at that, and just be mindful of your, when when and what's due throughout the course. And then you know, the last week before, I can't accept anything after the, you know, the last course at 11:59. How the grading breaks down, late policy. So like I said, you know, the policy is no work accepted. Again, weekly discussions, that's just, you know, part of your participation, so to speak. And then if you get into a, you know, a personal pinch or something, and you think you may need a little bit of time, reach out to me, let's talk about it. And then, you know, we can go from there. I usually treat that on a case by case basis. No extra credit. Here's APA again, and grade scale. And that's, grade scale. And then of course, you know, engagement in class and discussions, which is pretty boilerplate from, I think, well, from what I've seen from class to class, so that shouldn't be anything new. And you do have quizzes in this class. I checked the timing. I think they give you like 60 minutes. Once you take the first test, I mean, it seemed like a reasonable time, but once you take the first one, let me know. If it seems rushed, then I can adjust. You know, yeah, go ahead, Jermaine.
I think it's like 30 minutes for the quizzes.
Is it 30? Okay.
Yes, that's what it says.
I tell you what, we'll check one out. We'll check it out. We can do that next, and I can add some extra time. You know, I always, for the students, I want you all to have a good learning experience, and, you know, to have to rush through a test. I've never been a real fast test taker, so I like to give some extra time. That way you can have a better learning experience.
Yep, me too. That's one of the things I wanted to bring up. So
yeah. Well, let's check that out real quick. Well, it looks like there's week 4 final and week 2 midterm.
I saw there was another quiz, wasn't there?
I thought so too. Well, I tell you what, let's do this. Why don't we'll go the other route and go to course content. I was going to go to course content next anyway. So let's just quickly look at week 1. No quiz here. Week 2.
It's a midterm.
Yeah, a midterm. And then week 3. No test there. And then must be, yeah, just those 2 exams, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah. Where's it at?
Looking for the final?
Yeah. Am I looking? Am I missing
On
here?
your syllabus? Sorry, on your syllabus, the course schedule has a quiz every week.
Yeah, that's what I had looked at, but it doesn't seem like it's actually.
I'm not arguing for that. If we only got 2 tests.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Okay. I will edit the course schedule. I did look at it. I guess maybe I just glossed right over it. Okay, good. Well, I will check out those 2 exams, and then I won't do it right now because it takes me a minute to remember how to change the time. But I'll look at the course exams, and then I'll extend it because, like I said, I don't want anybody to feel rushed. And then let me really quick go back here. You know, I tell you you know, starting a new class, there's so much stuff to go through, and I usually, no matter how many times I look at it, the students are usually good to say, you know, you missed something. So, okay, so yeah, here, yeah. So those are wrong. So I will change the quizzes and correct that. But at least you know, we only got 2, so that's exciting.
Yes.
All right.
And
Okay. Well, week 1 again.
Professor. So you say you'll amend the time, you said, because it said it was gonna be like 30 minutes.
Yeah,
I've got 1 hour up on my screen.
Oh, you got 1 hour now? Oh.
I'm looking at week 2 midterm exam under course work. Yep, That's what I'm looking at, Dr. Sands.
That's the final.
Yeah, when you click on that, it's got 1 hour allotted for me.
Okay. Yeah, I thought they were an hour. Okay, there we go.
I do not want to start the quiz right now.
Yeah. Let me just click on that.
And then the final says 1 hour and 45 minutes.
Oh, good. Okay. Let's see here.
Are you seeing the same thing, Jermaine?
Oh, yeah.
Where's the time? Oh yeah, 105 minutes. Enforced time limit, 105 minutes.
I'll tell you what, so this is the week 4. Let me just, it says 105. Let me change that. So it's actually pretty long. So that's 90 minutes is an hour and a half. So
The more the better.
yeah, I'll just change it to 120. So you got 2 hours. So there's the final. We'll bump that up. And let's go ahead and change the midterm while we're at it. And we'll go ahead and tack on an extra 30, so we'll make that 90 minutes. All right, I think that should work.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay, great.
If I could clarify on the discussion boards, you're still doing Wednesday by midnight for your initial post, and the coursework says Saturday by midnight.
Yeah, I believe so. Let's go to the discussion.
It'll be Sunday. Yeah.
Usually it's Sunday, but I'm just
Yeah, that's what
that's what he wants.
So we have a total, so first middle Wednesday and then Sunday. Yeah. So I just what I do, like for the syllabus, it's usually the guiding for everything, but sometimes the university will update one thing and not the other. And usually, the students are good to say, they don't match. And so what I usually do for the discussions, whatever's here in the actual portal is what I'll amend. Like if the syllabus is off a little bit, I'll amend that to what is here in the course portal, because typically the course portal, like we see here, is more up to date than sometimes the syllabus stuff, because we create the syllabus, we pull in the information, and I found sometimes they're a little slower getting updated to match the portal if there's a defect. So yeah, so for the discussions, initial one by Wednesday night, and then your final one by Sunday night. What I usually do is, I try and do the grading, on like Monday, Tuesdays, on Monday, and depending, how many students and assignments, and sometimes they'll carry to Tuesday, but I like to jump on that right away, so you all can start seeing, your scores and everything. So, okay, cool. So we got that one ironed out. Let's see here. And I did go and look at the week 1 self-introductions. I see that everybody's getting involved and saying hello. I usually go through and just hit a few of them and say hello as well, and read through them and respond to a few if I have time to do that. Okay, so if we just kind of go up, like I said, week 1 readings, everything's outlined here. And actually, they're just saying 3 chapters, so that's not too bad. I've seen some classes where they have like 9 million chapters, so that's not too bad. That's pretty manageable. And then the lectures. One of the things I really like about National is they do provide, these video lectures, which helps, supplement the reading. So, like I said, we're all busy and got stuff going on, so do what you need to do for your assignments. Week 1 key concepts. Well, when we think about the key concepts, naturally, from week to week, it does tie back to the reading materials, which is good because that way, everything works together It's not always the case, but here we do. A lot of good stuff in here. Let's see, morals, very corporate. Sarbanes-Oxley is always a good one to read. You know, that really back when, I think it was when Enron imploded. It was either Enron or Arthur Andersen.
Welcome.
Yeah, WorldCom. Yeah, when that imploded back then, you know, this act was born, and definitely it's a good one. You know, it's organizations do have to apply by that, so it's definitely, you know, relevant today. You know, steps for social responsibility, I think, is, you know, important. You know, at the end of the day, you know, we're humans and we need to, you know, act appropriately with each other, you know, so being mindful of just, you know, our space and how we interact with others. The rest of it's good as well. I'd say read the executive compensation, but that could get depressing, I think, sometimes. So, you know, but it's good to know, you know, what some of the executives make. The chapter 4 I like is you get into managing ethical risks, culture, and that's, you know, like what you gentlemen were saying about, you know, you're in the armed services, and you know there's a code of ethics, and that's how everybody operates. That's awesome. That's that kind of that baseline, and then, you know, elements of an ethical culture. It's like, okay, when you're in the business world, what are those key things that we need to be honing in on? So, but all, you know, it's all very good stuff. So I say, you know, pick and choose as you need to, or want to. Recommended prep. So this is the one, and I think this is what I posted, but as you're looking for the first mini paper due next week, and so take a look at week 2 assignment, start prepping now, read the full assignment, and we'll look at it. It's not that long. Check the grading rubric, which is super important, you know. So a lot of time, what I like to do is I'll put in the assignment, I'll make sure the assignment actually mirrors a grading rubric. So, you know, it's, for one thing, it makes for a match, you know, what you're writing about and what I'm grading, you know, they're a match, because it's not always the case. And so that's why there's no surprises, right? Because, you know, I want everybody to get an A in class, and you gotta do the work, but, you know, obviously want everybody to get an A. And I think that's just being, you know, having the grading rubric aligned with your assignment. I know it may sound like, well, yeah, but that's not always the case. So I do make sure I go look at the assignments. I do make sure that, you know, that's a match. Let's see, consider your topics, plan your valuable time, and then draft an outline of your paper plan. And we will look at that assignment, because it says see more below. So that's actually the assignment. Okay, well, introduction, discussion questions. We won't go through there. So that's the actual assignment. I don't want to go there. What I wanted to do is look at, here we go. Nope, where is it at? Here we go. Here's the assignment. We'll look at the assignment. Go to assignment.
Yes, I had a question about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the mini paper, when I clicked on it, it mostly looked like guidelines. It didn't really look like actual, let me see. Hold on.
Yeah, so the let's see here. I can move the screen down a little bit. Yeah, this one's gonna give me. Okay. You know what? This is the mini paper 1. I thought the first one was.
Yeah, I thought that one was 2. I could have sworn.
Yeah. Week 2 mini paper, because I thought week 1 was, or I thought the first one was, here we go. No, it's discussion question.
Yeah, it doesn't match up. I think that one that you just showed came on the week 2.
Yeah. Let's go back. I think I clicked the wrong button here. Here we go. My bad. There we go.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, so it's an extended outline. And that's, like I said, this first one does not require APA. So requirements for this assignment: submit an extended outline that documents your plan for the first 2 mini papers. Limit to 1 page and include the following. So just looking for an outline, so what you want to do is, that's why I was saying get started on it now, because you got to think about what your papers are going to be. And then this is providing an outline to say, this is what I'm going to do. And so it's an outline. It's just 1 page. It's not meant to be, exhaustive. It's just an outline. So you want it concise, so paper topic, summarize in single sentence, introduction, background, mini topic, boom, boom, and then a conclusion. So it's a summary. APA is not required. So, as I would see this, just, on 1 page, up 11, first have, your name at the top, and then say, this is outline, mini paper outline. And then just use these bullet points, right? So paper topic, and then, write a sentence. What is your topic? And then introduction, it's your bullet, your sub bullet, the purpose, 1 sentence, background, 1 sentence, key things here, overview. So I would literally copy, this into my paper, and then I would just fill it in right there. What's the summary of that 1 sentence? And that's all you need. That's all you need to do. Yeah, it's
So just pretty much like that's the requirement. So, and then underneath it, just put whatever it is, whatever it spoke about right underneath it. Okay.
Yeah.
Copy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see here. There we go.
Yeah, it's just really good, it's good to get like, a clear indication of what you're looking for, like what you require. So
Yeah, and that's why I like to take, a good amount of the time, like on the live sessions, because like I said, y'all are going to read what you need to read. You don't need me telling you what to read. The discussion questions are typically pretty straightforward, but again, if there's ever a question, I'm here to answer. But I like to spend the time, going through the assignments just to ensure, hey, you ask your questions, then I can talk about, really kind of what that looks like, and that way we're all on the same page. And I find that way, when students are actually doing it, sometimes you just have some minor questions along the way. Well, that's taken forever.
what's this, like an example you would put up or something?
Well, what I thought I'd do really quick, well, I thought it'd be quick. I've actually been using Google Docs more lately. It just seems to be easier to manage. It's not quite as robust as Word, but yeah. And another thing too, like, so on a submittal, submit either a PDF or a Word document. Those are the 2 formats that I can open and read. Sometimes students will submit it, and I don't know if it's like an Apple type document, but if I can't open it, then I can't read it, I can't grade it. So I always just say, PDF or a Word document. And if you're doing a presentation, typically a PowerPoint or PDF or something, but I don't think there's any presentation in here. All right, well, I'm gonna put that in the background. And why don't we move on for just a second here? Do you want to discard this? All right, let's see. I think that's kind of it for week 1. When you start looking ahead to week 2, similar similar to week one as far as the flow, your discussion questions, midterm. And then next Tuesday, we'll spend a little more. I'll spend a little more time next Tuesday going over APA. I'll bring them an example and talk to that just a little bit more. And then I'll go through the week 2 assignment in detail and make sure we're on the same page and answer any questions.
Mhm.
And I think that's it. I think that's what I was looking to cover today. Do you have any questions?
Yeah, what was it you say you're bringing up under Microsoft again?
Well, I was going to bring up a Word document, but it's really taken a long time. Let's see here.
Dr. Sand, I'm going to head to take off. I appreciate your time, and I'll see you in class.
You bet, Adam. Thank you for your time. Reach out if you need to.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You too. All right. Well, I think this is finally opening. Man, I don't know why it's taking so slow tonight. Well, note to self, have Word up next week, so it's already ready.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Yeah, I think we're good. Yeah, so
Yeah.
just, I would go and copy that, paste it in your Word document. You got the format and then just fill it in and good to go. Pretty straightforward, really.
Nice.
All right. Well, Jermaine, any other questions for this evening?
No, I guess that's about it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll try to get cracking with the discussion and start the mini assignment. So we only have 2 quizzes, the midterm finals.
Yeah, that's rocking. I've had some classes where they have like 3 quizzes a week, so only 2 is pretty good.
So I also gotta gotta try to knock out the readings. The only thing you don't have like any like short like like PowerPoints or whatever that would kind of like.
Well, yeah, good question. In some classes, they do have PowerPoints that go along with the book. It looks like for this course, what they've done is they have the book and then they have the videos. So, definitely, watch the videos would be definitely helpful. And, read what you need to. You don't always need to read every word of every chapter. I know.
Yeah,
I know I didn't have time when I was in school. So
yeah, I'm more gonna gear towards the questions or the discussion. So, I'll look at where the discussion questions and so forth is going, and I'll kind of like, read towards that. Because I generally have an idea, of what a lot of the ethical stuff is, so
yeah,
I'll gear my reading mostly towards answering the questions, and then, after that, then I would, do some reading, as
yeah.
just to supplement that. But most of it is, geared towards understanding the questions and general stuff.
Yeah. Well, that's why I say, everybody has their own, style and what they need to do. And that's why I would say read what you need to read based on your learning style and what you need to do and, make it work for yourself.
So it's not, to knock out all that reading is probably a lot. So, but yeah. Okay.
All right. Well, it was a pleasure to meet you. Welcome to class. Have a great evening and we'll talk again soon, I'm sure.
All right. Thank you, Professor.
All right.
Have a good
Thank
one.
you. You too. Bye.